What's up? So I've been wanting to do a shop tour for a little while. I mentioned in a previous video that I have a shop and I do a lot of things in it for different customers. And I was gonna clean this mess up and present a really nice video of a clean shop. But the truth is, this is kind of how I roll every day. I don't spend every day in here. I am a subcontractor, but the days that I'm in here, it's quite a few, and I got a lot of things going on. So I thought I'd walk you guys around, see what I'm up to, see that, I don't know, how I do things. Maybe you can see some things and learn some things about how I've got things set up and whatever. So, also, it's winter in Minnesota and we breed puppies. So if you hear a noise in the background, it's these little guys. Check them out. Hi, buddies. So, want them to stay nice and warm, so they're in the shop with me. And it's great. What a great addition to have in your shop. Just walk over and see a cute puppy. And we spend a lot of time with them throughout the day. So anyway, I'm going to walk you around. I'm going to turn the camera around and kind of point out things and what I've got going on. And we'll go from there. Entrance door to the shop. See if I can zoom out a little bit. There we go. I have a little list that I keep on the door of kind of some things coming up. Of course, kids write on those. So it ends up being a coloring board. And my shop this time of year is definitely a catch-all because there are certain things in Minnesota winter that I don't want to get cold. I don't want to freeze. So I have like my chainsaws up here and kind of a catch-all coming in the door here. And then I get into the work area. I think the shop measures out at 24 by 32 is what it measures at. Insulated the walls. I just put up OSB so I can hang whatever, wherever. I do have a TV in here. Never ever use it. So I'll probably just take that down. Plus it's not a smart TV. I did it during football season and it was just kind of a pain not being a smart TV. So this is the main heart of the shop here. This is my Powermatic PM66. I've worked at a lot of shops and a lot of them had this saw. Now you'd be asking yourself, if you know Powermatic, like, why is it blue and green? What's going on there? Well, I don't like the mustard yellow colors from Powermatic. So I originally was using the shorter rail system and I had it blue and green, and then I needed a little longer fence, so I put on the other rail system and I painted everything blue and green and silver because I'm a Seahawks fan and I like those colors. They're pleasing to my eye. So I took the whole thing apart, cleaned it all up, painted every part, made sure everything was dialed in, and I just absolutely love this saw. It's been great. I dialed it all in with calipers and got everything all squared and true, and it just cuts like a dream. And it's absolute heart of my shop. So I have a outfeed table. I have a project on here right now that I'm working on for a designer. So that's kind of, you can't really see the whole outfeed table. But I kind of keep some of my tools over here on the wall. Pencil sharpener, pencils, all that kind of stuff. I always keep like buckets down here for random offcuts and different little pieces that I can either burn or use or whatever. We'll make our way over here to my jointer. This is like an off-brand Chinese jointer, but I found once I got it dialed in that this thing actually works great. If you get them tuned up just right, it does what I needed it to do. Which anything over 8 inches I don't need, so 8 inches is fine for me. Nice long bed so I can do longer pieces, and I have a lot of materials. So from my sawmill or materials that I buy, and I need them to be flat and straight. See. Over here, I've got my workbench, and this is where I spend the bulk of my time, right here. This whole setup used to be in the middle of the room, and I know everything got reversed when I switched the camera around. I'm still learning. But this whole setup used to be in the middle of the room, and I found that I couldn't bring a vehicle in my garage door if it was in the center of the room. And sometimes I need to repair or something or whatever, I need to be able to get something in here. The puppy pen is actually collapsible. I just take it apart when we don't have a litter, and then I have this whole space wide open. So anyway, I shifted everything off to the side, and so I can still get a vehicle in here if I need to, or my side-by-side. But I spent a lot of time right here, and the whole point of that was the leg vise over there needs to be moved over here, because when it was in the middle of the room that made more sense, and now it doesn't. I keep a little plug-in terminal here for plugging in routers and different tools and whatnot. If you noticed on my channel, the old style clamps that's in the picture of my subscription or whatever, that's where that came from. I just like old tools. Got an old saw up there, old wrench, and I'm a collector of things. I have a lot of projects going, so I like to take, especially being in construction, I will take things that everybody's throwing out. Got old windows right here. I get lots of materials that way. The cabinets that are sitting over there that are chopped up, I used some of those in the tiny house, and I chopped them up and made them work, and my wife is gonna paint and distress them and make them look cool. And then I usually come over and put a clear coat of lacquer over them because it finishes out nice. So I got a big window here. That window is going in my gazebo project that I got coming up this summer, this spring. And I got a couple of big picture windows that I will take the frames off of them, and I will make my own frame and put it in there as a fixed window. So over here I've got some spent saw blades that need sharpening, and I'm gonna get to those here, and there's a bunch of them that need to get done so that I can get things ready for spring sawmilling. I kind of throw up cabinets where I need them. In here I've got like some basic supplies, some saw blades and different things. Not the best use of space, but sometimes you just gotta throw some stuff in some spaces. This is my clamp rack here. They're real simple, just a couple of triangles coming out of the wall. I pocket screwed them to the OSB. That's another nice feature of the OSB. And then I just hang them up alternated on the wall. And I got all different sizes here. This is my complete catch-all corner right in here. Got some drawers, whatnot. I'm gonna switch it around so you can see. So I'm making a guitar very, very slowly. So I just kind of do it in my spare time, which I don't have a lot of. This is my soundboard right here that I'm working on, made of cedar. And there's the mahogany back that I'm going to be using, and then I'll make some sides for it. And so I got some pieces over here for that. I got all kinds of storage right here, random stuff. And this is where I keep my tools. This is all integrated miter saw station workbench. So I keep a lot of tools down here. I keep cutoff down there, supplies, chop saw station with dust collection. I've got a bunch of random tools, drill station that I hang everything up, and chargers down there. And then I made these racks. These are just, let's see if I can get a close-up look at them. These are just square tube steel or L channel that is welded to another L channel that is, let's see here, lagged to the stud on the wall. And as you can see, it holds a lot of material flat. It was super easy. There's just two of them. So it goes, there's one, it's in a U shape. So I got an upper section and a lower section. Holds a lot of stuff. So I keep a lot of material. I have a whole other garage, an older garage that I have a lot of material in. And I like to do that. I try to get things on a discount so that I can pass that along to my customers and use it around here and all of that. So got some basic supplies. Love the miter box, works great. It's very flat. I got the Craig fence system that goes along here for stops. And then over here Puppy's going nuts in there. This is the vinyl plank flooring for the tiny home. I think it's called Barnwood Oak. That's what it's called. From Shaw. That should be a really nice floor going in there. There's the other picture window. I have a Shopsmith, which I'm actually going to be getting rid of. I do like it. It's just so bulky. It takes up so much space in my shop. Hold on. We gotta take a break. What? What's going on? What's going on in there? What are you guys doing? Yeah. Oh, they're funny. So anyway, back to it. I got my Shopsmith in here, and I use it mostly as either a drill press or a sanding disc for some of the stuff that I'm using. I did just recently pick up, this is a Wen helical head planer, and I mount all my planers. My last one died horribly. It was a Delta. It was a good planer. It just died. I use this base and I run a piece of melamine all the way through, make sure it's nice and flat, and then it's a lot easier for me to run longer boards through it. So this system works really slick, and I can move it around and it's out of the way, no big deal. I have a chisel mortiser there for making square holes. I wall mounted part of my dust collection system. I have tubes running around to various things in here. And this is a blade sharpener that I use. I got from Harbor Freight. I use it on my circular saw blades, and I'm gonna try and set it up for my bandsaw blades. See if I can make that work. So dust collection system. This is kind of the leftovers of the cabinets that I cut up for the shack, for the bathroom, which I will show you, the tiny home I should say. I call it the shack around here. And okay, so I keep some of my sheet stocks in this vertical storage over here, which is an okay way to keep them. It's out of the way. It makes it so I can, if you got your sheets standing upright, you can easily pull one out without having to unstack the whole thing. So that's why I like that way. It's less square footage if you stand it vertically, which works great. And then here's some of my, these here are the pocket doors for the tiny house. So I got to sand and stain and finish those, and I think those are gonna look really cool in there. And then I got more catch-all stuff, like mechanic type area, grease guns, tools. Try to keep that as far away from the dust as possible. And yeah, and then normally this part of the shop is a little more open and organized, but these guys are taking up space. But they'll be going soon. They are just at their 8-week mark, and we got puppies being picked up. I think there's only 2 left that are available, and I guess if you're interested in a Australian miniature shepherd, you give me a message, let me know. There's two little rambunctious boys that are available. Anyway, that's it. Like I said, it's not clean, but I use it all the time, and it's a great space and way for me to get out of the cold and come in and do something creative. I'm a creator. I like to do some stuff all the time. I'm always making something, and I think that's how I keep my mind occupied. I'm always trying to grow and learn, and that's a good break from that. I mean, I think we got 10 inches of snow over the weekend. I mean, it is brutal out there. So that's my sawmill all covered up there. So it's a lot better in here. And I don't know if you guys have any questions or any comments, anything that you see in here that you got any recommendations on or whatever, I'm always happy to listen to them. So let me know. Thanks.